All right, kiddos, here we are. Welcome to episode 5 of By the Run Book by your friends at Renada and Rising Tide. Today, we've got Connor and Mendy ready to really run the gamut. I think we're going to try to do something unprecedented and hit 4 release notes from Halo. So we've got to finish up 2.192. Then maybe if you guys are good, we'll hit 2.195. So here we go. I'm going to bring the boys on and y'all have fun. I'll be here, ask your questions, drop your notes in, etc., etc.
I think I messed up the video. I shared my screen.
Yeah. Let me just.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi,
Good day.
Hey, Connor. We're all very well prepared to do this.
I have no idea what version we're doing. I just found out as Elle introduced it because I wasn't here last time. Mendy's broken the stream. This is what I expect from us, to be honest. This is pretty much on brand, on par. How have you both been in a couple of weeks? Been well?
Still better than our first release, I think.
Yeah. I still don't know how it's streaming to my YouTube, by the way, because I've logged in and none of my channels are linked. I just think you own my YouTube now is what's going to happen. You could literally stream anything to my socials. I think they're just owned by you guys. I can't see any connection.
I'm okay with that.
Good. Keep the content flowing.
I think Robbie's here too.
Robbie is here. Should we bring him up on stage?
No, we should be working. He's got so much to do. He's on vacation next week, so don't waste your time with the podcast today. You get some work done, my guy. Now he's getting FOMO, so here he is.
He's hiding. He's hiding. So he's here if you guys need him, as well as I am. But again, everyone, drop your questions and your comments. I'll let you guys pick back up wherever you were. Bye.
Bye, Al. Thank you very much. So 192. This is what you started with Rob, I believe, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
right?
We started with Robbie. So I don't know if you've watched that recording yet. If you know, should we just do the whole thing over again, just so we can catch up?
I don't think we want to bore everyone with 192. You've already done half of it. Do you know where you left off, though?
Somewhere around here.
Somewhere around.
We talked about this, how we can add prefix for. That was pretty cool. I think it was one of the last things Robbie mentioned.
That's the last thing that was mentioned is the prefix for dollar variables with data. So 793305, and that is in the show notes on our website. If you guys ever need that, I'll drop it in the chat.
I should probably read them myself. Thank you very much. So what else we got on this page then? Anything of any excitement? Added the ability to choose an item.
Report guide field has been added to details. Oh, that you find this exciting? Don't you use this a lot in some project or something?
Yes, that thing we have used that we don't tell any. Yes, so I think the cat's out of the bag these days, to be honest. We're building obviously an AI report bot.
This down here, right? The report guide.
Yeah. So we write to this field now. So whenever for anyone who doesn't know, we're building an app to basically write SQL using AI because we're lazy, and we write basically a descriptor of what this is. So when you load the report, as Mendy's demonstrating now, it will show at the top to help the person. There you go. Understand what you're looking at. Which we kind of like it.
And you can do full blown rich text, right? It's not.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Impact. There we go. There, boom.
Yeah,
nice in your face. It is kind of annoying to have to scroll through a massive block of text. So try to keep it short to the point. People would read it, understand it. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they added that. And you can technically do raw HTML to some extent, right? You can't do it in JavaScript, but you can do some other stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing for me because we have the descriptor of the report, which is great, and then we have this, which is telling you how you should use the report, and then you could have an AI summary field in there as well now, which tells AI how to read the report. And I'm like, wow, we're report overloaded. But yeah, it's cool. There's something else to do. This is actually the next one. I'm actually really excited about. Not its current iteration, I'll be honest, but added the ability to generate one-time secure message links that can be used to share passwords, secrets, private messages. Now, I'll be honest with you, the 192 release of this kind of sucks. It currently sends a link to the end user where they've got to log into the portal to then see the output, which is fine. It's just a bit cumbersome for me, I'll be honest. I know there's quite a few updates Halo are adding in to make this a little bit better, to not make portal access required, I think. An example being is if your portal is SSO'd and you need to send them anything out for their 365 account, they can't get in. But I like the fact they're starting down this journey. I think it's kind of cool. We currently leverage PW push, or we do it through
So there's tickets, general settings, create one time. Oh, there's a setting there, right? What's it called?
If enabled in ticket general settings, an option in the ticket menu will be available.
Do that. So turn that on, basically. Number of attempts is allowed when password is required to access. Still, and not restrict number of attempts, so we can set it like 3 or 4 or something like that, right? And then inside of a ticket, we're able to now go to that ticket, pick up like annoying dude's ticket here, send a secure link. Sweet. Oh, so you have to like, okay, so you got to put a note in here, right? Super secure. Wow, I cannot type.
Yeah, this would be like the password you're sending, right?
Expiration time 1 day, 7 days. Save that.
Yeah.
And here's the link.
Yeah, and they do have to log into the portal to view it. They are adding some more controls around this. I know there's been quite a few feature requests for it because it, is really valuable.
So if I had a portal login, which I might have, then I can. Oh, that's not the right.
You are sharing a window.
I know. I'm sharing the. Here, I'll show this tab instead. I'm just trying to find like my TOTP token, so I was gonna do that before I shared. But I don't know. Here, actually, let's do it from here. I don't know where my token is. How often do you log into your self-service portal? Boom, done. Okay, so I'm logging in, and it only works if the user is the user of the ticket. So it's not even like an arbitrary.
Which is good. Well,
it depends. Like sometimes you do need to send an arbitrary secure link out. You know, like that's the point of PW push.
Yeah, I mean, this is very early iteration of this. Like, I don't think it's
100%.
usable in its current state, I'll be honest, but it's nice that it's coming there. So I would, if you go to the Halo releases, I know we've linked it a few times before, or the ideas.halopsa.com, sorry, the ideas portal. If we go there, then you can do it. Tom's messaged in, we get the ability to send OTP to users. OTP, one-time
password. Yeah, so it could be used to send a one-time password to the user, but it's not really like a verification. Like the whole point of using one-time password is like you already have a verified path of communication, right? And so then you can trigger like a push notification to their phone, which you know is their phone, and then they can say here's this is me, or here's my secure code, and it matches what you sent me or what you have, right? This is more like sending like a temporary password or secret. That it is a one-time password, I guess. It's a temporary password.
That's why my head fell off. I was like, technically it is, but
yeah, but it's not really the validation of the user, right?
Yeah, secret sharing, right, is what it basically is if you think of it that way. So yeah, it's nice. I quite like it, especially if we get some more love. That'd be super sick. It's nice to see these little things enter in Halo, though.
The real question is can we make it part of an action? I guess, like, theoretically, we can just copy the API call.
Yeah, copy the API call, put the fields in the body. What I've not played with yet is what else you could add to it. Because it's going to the portal, right? Can we inject CSS? Probably. I don't know. We'll probably lose an evening to it at one point soon, Mendy, let's be honest. But for now, let's say no. What we got next? Billable time recorded field is now available for use in ticket column profiles. I was moaning to my life about this. One of the things we do at Renada is we track budget of our tasks, right? And all we can currently do, or could only do, is look at the total time logged versus the budget. But the total time isn't the billable time, and we budget on billable time. So this being a column now is helpful. So we can tell if it's in budget or not. They're adding some more stuff around this. I can't remember the specifics, but they are expanding this a bit more as well. We kind of got stuck. We didn't know if it was over budget or not because of no charge. So yeah, super helpful is that. Just in your column profile settings, you'll all be familiar with that if you use Halo, on how to go and manipulate said things.
What about the Halo URL runbook variable?
Do we care?
I'm trying to think. It seems like we probably actually do care now that I think about it, because like one of the things that we had like when we were first doing early run books and we were using SQL like API calls, like essentially a custom integration to your own Halo. The question is like, well, we don't know your instance URL, so like we can't preset up your integration to do certain calls, like arbitrary API calls. But I'm thinking about like anyways now, like the custom integration method still has to be set up, and that's going to have your URL. So like really, how does this help unless you're like authenticating? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is actually useful. I'd be curious to hear like how people are using it.
Somebody somewhere needed this to do a thing, and
Well, I want to know what that thing
person,
was.
yeah. Ask Kayla. That tells what the thing is. There'll be a ticket link to it. You can now hide. I'm going to go with I don't know. I don't do runbooks enough in
Yeah.
Halo to know. I'm sure Rob will pipe up and be like, yes, this very specific thing that I do once a year. I needed it. I'm like, cool. You can now hide a quotation from a ticket opportunity depending on the quotation status.
So here's the thing about quotation statuses.
I like this.
They're usually bad out of the box.
Always bad.
They're always bad out of the box. One day, maybe if we insist hard enough, Morgan or Halo will fix it. Somebody at Halo will fix it. But generally speaking, like out of the box, if you go to quotations, configuration quotations, general settings, and then quote statuses, they're not correct. Like you'll probably see a blank one here that's logged as closed, but it's not a real status. They've added the name closed, but it's not real. You'll notice that if that's the case, there's also a space left because they never removed the space when they put that closed in. Just get rid of the word closed, keep it as a space, don't use this, and then create a brand new one. So accepted, for example, out of the box is marked closed, which is not right. Right? Like
Yeah.
we need to come fix that, mark that accepted. And then there are settings here that will control like how and when the quote behaves and what the user can do with it and when it shows up in the portal. And you're going to want to make sure that these are set the way you want it to be when you're working in the quoting. So for example, draft, there's no business, the user has no business seeing those quotes when it's in a draft state. The user cannot accept those quotes when it's in a draft state, for example. And there's no system.
Can you check expired for me quickly as well in this build out of the box?
Yeah. I don't know. This is again our demo. I don't know what we've changed or not changed. Right?
So yeah, I don't
Expired,
think out of the box users could not accept is still turned on.
Oh
You
yeah.
had it recently. I haven't changed this in my build, and a client accepted an expired quote like 6 months later, and I was like, "What in the world?" Like we lost our mind, and I was like, "Oh, I've never gone in. Like no one's ever tried to do that before, right?" But yeah, so you
like it's
really got to go.
Expired. Yeah,
really got to go through.
Also, you just hide it. Like the quotes shouldn't even be visible if they're expired.
Correct.
Right? Correct. We don't want, like, again, it's going to be up to your business to decide, but do you want your client coming like, well, 6 months ago you sent me this pricing, how come you can't match it? Right? Like it's not something we want to get to. We want to get into. So we can just do that. Now, the new setting they're talking about is this checkbox where, especially if you've got like a lot of superseded quotes, the client keeps coming back to you and like, we want this change, do this change, do that change. And you keep revising the quote each time, you can like very quickly build up a significant amount of quotes on the side of your opportunity. So this will hide it from those tickets, from the opportunity in that section. So only the ones that are active or valid will appear.
I'm going to make a note right now to go and check my production Halo after this to sort this. Not that I do many revisions frequently, but we may quote for like a few services, right? And if it expires, I want to disappear it from the ticket, right? Because I did it earlier. We sent like, I don't know, 4 offerings at the same time, and then one they accepted and the other one's a future. But I'm then clicking through them to try and see which one
they did.
Mess. Yeah. So yeah, definitely all of you that use quoting in Halo, or even if you integrate through Halo for like Zementum and stuff like that, where the quotes are added to stuff, I would go and just tidy up your settings. Added the option to disable SLAs. A new field has been added to the SLA settings, and I need to disable SLAs. Disable SLAs will be hidden from the drop downs.
It's just a show lists checkbox for that specific SLA, right?
Within tickets, service level agreements in here, edit, active. Yeah. Is that what it's telling me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So you can inactivate a specific existing SLA
without having to delete it. This checkbox.
Cool. I might have had that added in actually, because I think
Which
you
one?
could delete an SLA, that checkbox, because
Oh.
they weren't validating, I don't think. If you deleted an SLA, it would remove like
Yeah.
all the settings. So
Tickets. Yeah. All the priorities are gone. Tickets are all breaking. Like, yeah.
They may now validate it, or this is the first step before they run validation, because I was like, you can really break all your tickets and you can't really fix it by doing this.
Not easily
So,
fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's fixable, Mendy.
Everything is always fixable, Connor. That's how it works.
That's how much you want to cry. What have we got next then, mate? Anything cool?
You can set your invoice reference when creating a bill from PO, so that way you can specify like what that reference is going to be for that bill. I don't know. Is that cool?
You can specify the invoice reference when creating a bill from a purchase order.
I don't think it means like invoice. I think it means like PO reference.
You can. I can't even.
Well, it's technically it's a bill. Okay, no, it's a bill reference. That's what it's talking about, because bills are just invoices.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So it's going to be the bill reference that they're talking about.
If you need that thing, you've now got it. The time. You can now choose between SLA. Oh, are you in that one as well? You can now choose between SLA work hours and normal hours for number of hours to have passed within the closure settings of a ticket type. So is this saying it will close within 8 hours of normal hours or 3 hours?
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like. And I think they've added something here that's maybe not fixed yet exactly, but let's see. You're looking at closure settings. So what we do with a user email reopens on a closed ticket, right? Is that what it's talking about? So we can change it to like reply with a number of hours after number of hours has passed. So we can say like after 15 or 16 or 80 hours or whatever number of hours you want, right? Then we can either open a new ticket or reply with an email or whatever. So once we set this, we can actually say, okay, are these 30 working hours or 30 normal hours at that point?
Fine.
Right? That's what it's talking about.
I'll be honest with you, it's very rare I change that setting. I always just have it always reopen the ticket. Do you do much config?
We recommend not doing that. We recommend you set a hard time after a certain period of time. You don't want that ticket coming through. So there's 2 points. Like number one, and most MSPs will feel this really, really hard. Clients will tend to find the last email in the chain and just reply back. And so you can have a conversation about like, a browser issue, and then like a year later they'll open up a new ticket. There won't be a new ticket. It'll be on the same email. It'll be like, my speaker stopped working. It has nothing to do with the issue. Right. So if they reply back a year later on the ticket, or maybe 3 months later on that email, we're going to open a new ticket. And what they do is like, so then the MSP is like, well, what happens if it's really the same issue? Like, how do they reopen it? Right. So we still allow reopening the ticket from the portal. Like if they specifically went to the portal, found the ticket and hit the reopen button, then it's the same issue. But if they're just finding an email and replying back, like there's a period of time where it's no longer the same issue. Whatever that period of time, it's going to differ for most MSPs. A lot of people choose like 2 weeks VC. A lot of people choose a month. I would do a couple months personally myself. It's because like we never really know what's going on, and or if you've really solved the issue up front. So
I've never really thought about it in too much depth. It's never really been raised as an issue, to be honest. I don't even recall. I'm aware of the settings, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I'm actually some thought for it. See what I think. See what I can conjure up with me and my best friend ChatGPT. I'll let it tell me what I think I should think, because that's the way I think now. Yeah, cool. No, I like it. Cool. More options. Flexibility is great. It's good. Happy days.
awesome.
Added risk scoring. For more information, look at the risk scoring guide. Risk scoring.
Is that an actual guide? Does that take you to a risk scoring guide?
Let's have a look. It loads the Halo ITSM. That's why I'm branding ITSM today. You see, look at this. On point. What are you towing on about?
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Single select.
First method is all single select custom fields and some risk. What the heck is it doing?
Risk of failure. It's for change management.
I guess so. I mean, what else could it be?
No, Robbie told me that I have no idea. Despite me wearing ITSM clothing, I've never done an ITSM onboarding in my life. And they do stuff like this.
Oh, so it's using risk scoring using impact and risk fields. Look at that.
So from Robbie in the chat, It's for change management, determining a risk score based on a number of factors. Could be 10 things which determine the risk of a change. Anything else, Robbie?
I'll just join and tell the people what it is you know about this crap.
I think we should like play with it and then come back and talk about it more later on another video.
See that.
Looks
I'll make a note.
interesting.
I'll learn about risk. I mean, we both know it's going to have quirks, but I will put it down on my list to learn about risk management. I'll get Robbie to teach me about risk management. What's going to happen there?
Connor, let it score the risk.
Is that?
Let it score the risk of the quirks that it's going to have. What impact it has on your ability
That'd
to
be like
learn.
Googling Google, wouldn't it? That's when the world implodes.
Exactly. Do not put Google into Google or the world will end.
Don't put risk scoring into Halo, else it will end as well. We found another one. Fine. We'll learn about that. Either you'll learn about it or Robbie's going to teach me it because I need to now know because I didn't know that was a thing. I probably know subconsciously something about it and discerned it years ago, but we'll learn about it again. Last one then. I'll let you announce the last one, Mendy.
A new setting has been added to configuration billing recurring invoices that controls the default value for creating pro rata to be shown in the ready for invoice lists. How many of you understood the words that I said? Because I don't think I did.
I understand what you said. I don't understand what the default value would be. Configuration billing recurring.
So under where did it say was billing recurring
general
invoices?
settings, recurring invoicing, a default setting.
Recurring invoices. So there's going to be a pro rata setting here. Who knows what it's called? Default product for immediate invoice. This can't be new though, is it?
No. A default, a new setting added.
Oh. It's going to be where the heck is it?
What we got at the bottom in here? Nothing.
Give shows parameters. So yeah, this is it. This is the setting.
A default
for show this pro rata and ready for invoicing. So remember this setting they added, right? Let's go to invoicing section for a moment. When we go into creating an invoice, we have the option. Let me just go to an existing invoice.
I'll show this
here. When we add an item here, we have the option to do pro rata lines in this table. They added this setting to this. Remember this?
Yeah, I'm aware of this. Yeah.
So now what they're saying is we can automatically default that value.
We can, but it says except monthly.
It's none, all except monthly.
Yeah, and monthly is determined by the schedule repeat period?
I don't know.
Because I know how disjointed that actually is from the invoice.
Let's go back and take a look. So
it must be the repeat period on the schedule. One is assuming.
Is it? You think it's on a line item? It's got to be on the invoice, no?
I think it'd be on the recurring invoice schedule, maybe.
These invoices are 6 monthly yearly. So let's go to this 6 monthly. I changed the setting on my side, so I can come in here and go to pro rata and add a new promotion line. It's not set.
Okay.
So that's that. Right. I may have to log out and log in again. I don't know if that's gonna affect it. I don't know if I really want to do that right now.
Did you do all except monthly there, or did you just do all?
I did. Yeah, I did all except.
Well, that's not a monthly one, is it? Wasn't that a 6 monthly?
That was a 6 monthly.
That's fine. It's not monthly. I think it means like only monthly. If you try a monthly, I think it should be ticked.
What?
That's how I'm reading it. But
I'm reading that the exact reverse. But okay, let's go to a monthly one and find out. It's not here.
Probably a log in and out job.
I probably have to log in again. Yeah. Either way, let's not get caught up on that. I think that's what it's for.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's very rare I'm seeing people manually adding prorators in there, to be honest. So if you're doing lots of manual prorates, then there's a new setting.
Robbie's typing. Maybe he has some more information for us. All right.
Connor is definitely wrong.
I wasn't going to read it out loud, Connor. It's okay.
I don't mind. I can only read poorly.
All right, let's move on to the next. It's going to be a big one. Are we ready to move on to 2193?
You can do the entire thing, bro. It's all on you.
Okay. Are you sure?
You got it.
All right. 2193. This is it. That's like, it's just the ability for us to be able to manage the asset, like to do asset management with deeper relationships is primarily what it's talking about. Do you like, how much do you use asset management?
Don't get me started. I'll get pitchforks and shit.
I feel like this could be like a 1 hour session by itself, just diving into like what's possible without actually being useful right now.
I think so. My problem is, I know there's a lot of guys that are very asset management DB heavy, right? Like in Halo, like a lot of the IT and enterprise clients use it for full asset management. For me, I get caught up on the UI of it. I couldn't imagine actually working from that in Halo. If I'm being honest with you, from
it
that
looks really nice once it's done.
I just imagine building it.
The map, the topology that it builds once it's finished looks really, really nice. But I could not imagine trying to build that stuff out manually.
No.
But in any case,
I used to do a lot of network diagramming and topology mapping and stuff like that, but a lot of it was automated, to be honest with you. Like, and the thought of manually mapping that hierarchy and relationship and dependency mapping in Halo per asset and then managing that, I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure really nice.
If it, because it can already assign users to assets automatically, right? As far as computers, right? If it was able to allocate like the asset to like an Avik device, for example, and then start using like Avik's relationship to then create those relationships in Halo automatically, that would be pretty slick. You know, like that would be really cool.
Maybe at some point it will come. But yeah,
maybe at some point Robbie will build it.
We don't have a demand for it. Like
I know, we really don't. We really don't have a demand for it.
I know people are doing it. We've seen pictures of people doing it, and I'm like, this is crazy. But sorry, Robbie's like, what have I got to build now? But yeah, we don't get a lot. Like, you know, for most of our clients, having the assets in Halo with a bit of base data about it and the user link to it is all they really need to tie to a ticket. We're not looking at, in Halo specifically, our full asset topology.
It's not too bad. Like, if you didn't have iTeagler or you don't have Hoodoo or something like that as a documentation platform, it's not terrible to do it as documentation, even without building out like all the relationships. Right? Like, it's very similar to the flexible assets or the custom asset layouts that Hoodoo has, and we can I can show you very quickly. Under asset management.
You do, I've just reread that setting. Yeah, I take yours and Robbie's approach. I'm reading it backwards. Yeah, I definitely me being dense.
the one from two things ago you're talking about? The proration one. Okay.
I'm owning my... I told you I'm tired before we joined this call. It's been a long day.
It's your unlucky shirt. You're wearing the unlucky shirt. That's why. It'd be, you know, ITSM versus PSA, yeah. Anyways, so here we can create fields and assets. These are not custom fields. They're very different than custom fields, even though they act in sort of similar ways. And you can create like an arbitrary field here to determine what type of information you're collecting and what is that name of the information you're collecting. Once it exists, you're able to then assign it to different types of assets. Like you can, you know, custom asset layouts or flexible assets inside of Hoodoo or iTeagler. And then you just come in here, you add what those fields you want to include on that asset is. There's some level of control that you can do similar to like ticket types, but it's not quite the same. You do have dynamic field visibility. You can determine like who and when it can be seen and what group it should go into and what tab and stuff like that. And then you can also identify like a key field. This is one of the most confusing parts of the asset screen when people are looking at the asset screen. The key field is because of the fact that you have assets that are different types, right? So like you could have one asset that's a computer and another asset that's a switch, right? A computer may have somebody like last logged on user, or it might have something like domain name. A switch isn't going to have those. Right? And so if we're looking at your asset list, which is over here somewhere, and we're looking at something that's going to be a group of different asset types, Halo has no way of knowing which field it should present to you from those different types of assets. A laptop or a switch may be inside the same group and may have different fields to display. And so what they take is on the group level, they figure out which ones are the key fields that you identify when you build out your asset. You're saying this is key field 1, 2, and 3. so that when you're looking on the group level, all information from those different types of assets are going to be presented to you. So in one type of asset, it may be a last logged on user, and another type of asset, it may be a serial number or something like that. And then if you were to dig into the actual type, notice the key fields switch to the actual fields on the asset, because now there's only one type that you're selecting. So that's how the key fields work primarily, and you can control them, like I said, inside the asset management itself.
Just to add to that, though, it is a frustration of mine, actually. So if you have assets on your self-service portal that your end users can see, it's really important that you actually try and keep your key fields consistent. Like if you're showing laptops, desktops, servers, key field one needs to be the same information, because if not, and this is out of the box like this, you go to the portal, it's like Dell, Optiplex, whatever, then it's like 619.32, like what the fuck, like it's like no one can read it. It has to be consistent. So yeah, you can also report on key field 1, 2, and 3. So sometimes when you're writing asset reports, it's easier than trying to work out the syntax of SQL, just to say, show me the key fields. If you do any asset reports from the online repository, you'll see the mismatch of how a lot of the reports are written using them.
It's really difficult to get. It's not like really, really difficult, but it's very confusing to get the asset fields out on a report. Like you have to join 2 tables with 2 separate types of primary keys, and then pull like a third attribute out of it. Like it's nuts. So yes, it's easier to report on key fields than it is on asset, and it's also easier to report on custom fields than asset fields too. So if you can do something as a custom field and it's not like an actual asset field, you can do that, but it's just keep in mind it's going to be out of the way. You won't have the same level of control. Like if you have a custom field, it's going to appear on every asset.
That's the kicker. That's what I was waiting for there. It's
every asset type. Versus
every asset will then have
only show up on certain asset types, right? Which are one to put it on. So anyways, that entire thing was just to give you the precursor of relationships. And this is what that feature is talking about, is the ability to expand the relationship functionality, where you can decide like this asset's related to that asset, and then how is it related? So it's connected to, is it an upstream device? Is it installed on? Is it something like that, right? Like those are different relationships that can link 2 assets together. That's what that release note's talking about. Anything else to talk about for that before we move on to the very
I'll do 194 if you like after this one.
I feel like, okay, fine, I'll give it to you.
I'll take this one.
All right, go for it.
This was a big one, actually. This really hit me deep when this was released. I got tearful and everything. I've not actually clicked the patch button. What's in there? Click on the patch button. Don't know why this exists, I'll be honest. I don't know. This is a thing. Hope you all enjoyed 194. It's quite the biggie.
All right, let's go to 195. We started. How much time we have left?
26 minutes and 51 seconds.
All right. What is your most exciting feature from the current visible list?
I've looked at this for as long as we've done the intro to 2.195. So that's as much context. I'll just pick one.
From this list that you currently see, what's your most exciting feature?
Let's have a quick look. Oh God, none of them. Yeah, I'm just trying to find anything from this whole page. Oh, that's really curious. Asset custom buttons can now be restricted at asset type level. Custom buttons per asset type level.
This is cool. I don't know why you skipped this one. I don't know if you use the automated tickets for unpaid invoices yet.
I'm not there yet.
Not there where what do you mean?
It's one below than where I'm at, actually. Quite funny.
I haven't completely missed that one. It's funny.
Yeah. Invoice, which one you got? Invoice PDFs.
Yeah, are now automatically added to automated tickets created from unpaid invoices. So previously, like they created the functionality, they added, if you know automated tickets, right? Like you can trigger off certain types of events. So they added an event a while ago for unpaid invoice that would create a ticket after a period of time, which is kind of dumb because like the only thing that you could put in there was like the link to the invoice, and that was it. Like it was the internal Halo link to the invoice. Now they've added the PDFs to the invoice as well, and then you can now like email the attachments. That can now be an automation that you can turn on. Like when the ticket gets generated, you email the attachment directly to the client, say, hey, you have an unpaid invoice. Here's the invoice.
maybe this is me. Who's running
How about
financial
you?
operations from Halo? Like,
Oh.
let's say,
Like
so in the
unpaid
US,
invoice
right?
reminders.
Yeah, so let's say like in the US, right? You've got, let's say,
Yeah.
two good partners, Benji Pays and Alternative Payments, right?
Sure.
Most of our partners we instruct to go over to one of those two platforms, depending on what fits, and they're running all of their financial stuff from there, the reminders, the chasers, the whatever, right? In the UK, we use Xero or QBO typically. I'm running all my chasers and reminders from there. I know that the whole like invoice reminders from Halo and stuff like that, they're adding in slowly, but we try and advise run that from the payment gateway, right? Or your accountancy tool.
So the reason why I wouldn't do that from the accounting tool is because we want to use the PDF template from Halo.
So why don't you see?
That's the thing. That's a very strong thing we recommend. Like one of the big reasons to run invoicing out of Halo is because of the reporting that we can put into the PDF templates. We spend a lot of time on
we use Xero.
Really good. Yeah.
So with Xero, we generate the invoices in Halo. They go to Xero, and we send from Halo through Xero.
Through Xero, yeah. We recommend turning that out. Like it's a journey, but our goal is to send them from Halo. Because Xero has the checkbox where you can send through Xero, right? So it sends it through Xero. We turn that off at the end. We want to use those reporting because like clients love having the list of users that are active with devices, like what's going on. If it's a prepay invoice, we can include like the prepay recap of that month on the invoice, list of subscriptions and things like that covered. We could do detailed proration breakdown. Like if there's a prorated line, we can actually build a report and show you like what changed on this invoice and show you which user it was or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do in the PDF template on Halo, which we lean into very heavily. And so our goal, like that we want to get everyone to, is actually sending invoices out of Halo strictly. Both Alternative and Benji Pays are great because they will pull the template from Halo. And so we're okay with that. But the sending directly from the accounting package, not my thing.
So we don't mind it. I mean, most MSPs will send through. Well, we've completely split actually. Some people do, some people don't. I think it depends on your requirements, right? I think in the US you've got way better like Benji alternatives. You've got great providers there that allow you to take templates and give you the flexibility. Like with Xero, for instance, you can't pass the PDF template across, right? Or do attachments. So then we end up coming back into Halo for that. It's a mixture. I think it depends on what you need, right? And what are your clients used to. Let's talk about deliverability, right? If you're sending PDFs from Halo, are they always getting delivered while we know they are from Xero? Is the risk or is the reward worth it right now?
Do you know that they are from Xero? Is it any different?
Well, we know they work as opposed to we don't know that they may or may not be delivered from Halo, right? If that in terms of an MSP has been invoicing.
I don't think it's really any different. We can go into a long debate about this. It's not really part of this call, but I mean, we use it, right? Like, and we do send from Halo. We have a lot of MSPs that are sending direct from Halo, and it does work.
We're split. I think we've got a complete mixture over our client base of who do and don't, and the value. And we do like dynamic reporting as well for users and stuff. And that split as well. Sometimes you try and gate to the portal as opposed to a huge PDF of tables, so you can actually look at the data better. But again, there's many ways to skin a cat, as we both know with this one. So depends on what you need.
One of the interesting things about this though conversation before we end it, I'll just add, like there is a generic invoice URL property that you can put on the invoice entity in Halo, which will make that pay online button available inside the portal. You can also use like the $0 invoice URL for Xero specifically. There's a variable $invoice URL that you can use to pull the invoice link. So like in our email templates, in our PDFs that we send out, like they all have that that link to Xero because we use Xero as well, and so they can take them to the online portal of that, which then takes you to Benji Pays because and Xero itself will have like a slimmed down version of the invoice, but the PDF is like the main thing that has all the information. And QuickBooks has something similar as well. QuickBooks, there's now a checkbox you can turn on for QuickBooks Online inside the integration to synchronize the online payment URL if you're using QuickBooks payment into Halo, into the same place, so that you can do payments directly out of Halo, essentially using QuickBooks or Xero or even Stripe if you wanted to hurt yourself for some reason. We won't get into that conversation. But
and it's worth adding as well, you can build your invoice templates using conditional CSS. So you can have like, I think Quentin did it years ago, like a nice watermark. We use like a header on ours for like paid and unpaid.
Paid and unpaid.
Paid what you like, but yeah, you can conditionally render the pay now button as well. If you wanted to do that, obviously it's CSS. So pay now, green banner, red unpaid. Once they pay it, conditionally checks the status of paid or not, and then renders no button and a green banner says you've paid it. So you can get very close to what you'd expect in these tools now. They're adding now, or you can do. I can't remember all the settings they've got ahead of now, but you can't do auto chasers yet, but you can send a reminder, I believe, now from Halo for invoices. I've seen
you can do unpaid invoice. Yeah, you can do an unpaid invoice reminders, like a button now that exists. I don't know if we have
the invoice,
on, but it's literally on the invoice. If you go like an unpaid invoice,
it is send reminder,
right? So it's a different email template is the point, and then we can automate that too as well, like because it's just an API call, obviously. Last reminder sent date as well. Robbie's saying that exists somewhere. I don't know if it's on here or if it's on the API side, but yeah, we can pull invoices that haven't been sent yet, or that have been sent and haven't been paid, and automate that pretty easily. But yeah, all pretty nice stuff.
It's certainly getting more viable, I think, to do invoicing direct and have
directly out of Halo.
Accountancy package.
The thing that we recommend is we tell our clients that everything should happen in Halo and then push upstream. So like the only time you're going to your accounting package is for financial reporting primarily, if you even need to do it there, as opposed to
the same approach as well.
Yeah. All right. What else was interesting here? Added a field to track when your changes create a template. Added an option to choose recipient of the automatic email reply on pending closure tickets. Oh, that's interesting.
Just making sure we don't forget the one from Robbie as well. He said the best one is the next one. So
it's coming up.
We'll leave that to the end. That will be the crescendo of this call of 195.
I saw him. I saw his message.
Okay, I was just making sure. It was a couple messages ago.
We appreciate you. I honestly, I just got a bit of a nerd on for something. Added a read and create level for user permissions. At this permission level, an agent can create new users but not edit existing users, except for adding notes to them. Now, I speak quite a bit to MSPs these days about verifying end users, right, and sending credentials and doing stuff like that. And one of the concerns I've always had is agents being able to edit existing users, right? So if I let's simulate a bit of attack vector here, I ring up and go reset my password. They go, we're going to text you it. And you go, crap, I don't have the number, right? You can ring up the next day and go, hey, it's Connor, change my number. Well, if we start permissioning this out, so you can create new users, because that makes sense, right? But editing is always locked out from level 1 engineers. It means if you start using something like Twilio as an SMS service to send credentials, you should know the attack vector is reduced a little bit because you can't be tricked into changing a number, if that makes sense. So having the permissions now to, create a user but not edit existing users instead of adding a no. I quite like that. I would probably advise that being on.
Interesting.
Because I think if changing a user, changing an email address or a contact number or whatever in your PSA, I think that should go through some sort of approval system and not just be able to be changed on a call with someone. If we're starting to think about actually validating everyone that calls up, not just through a push.
I mean, I would maybe even say, like, again, depending on your process, but like, why is any technician changing the user details? Like, shouldn't that be something that's done through account management in conjunction with the client's main contact, potentially, right? Like, or synchronized from CSP or something like that, right? Like, if the information is coming in from CSP.
Yeah, well, there's many ways to process it, right? I mean, even from a basic level, at least an approval process with some delegated account. To start the wheels in the motion with. What we got? We've got 15 minutes. Let's leave Robbie's fun one towards the end. Adding a new setting to sales orders that all lines must be manually marked as complete. I don't hate that either. Sorry, Robbie's distracting us. There's a setting with sales orders, basically, that when a line item is completed or when all the line items are complete, it marks the sales order as closed. Now, the problem is that I've had weird mixed behavior with Halo with this, when it's marked as sales order as closed, despite me thinking there's still actions left to do on it, right? This is basically saying that we need to be marking them all manually as completed before it will close the sales order, meaning we can't forget to do things, I think.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's about closing the sales order. I think it's about literally having that check mark on the line, right? On the sales order line, when all actions are complete, there's a check mark indicating all actions are complete. So now we can say like you have to manually mark it as complete. So whoever's looking at the sales order like won't think that there's nothing left to do, even if there is something. Like, you may have processes that extend beyond the automatic actions of that item, right?
Let me double check sales order settings then, because there was a setting that was
Allow
sales
manual
order
completion.
status after it is invoice consigned and actions completed equals closed. So I'm assuming
Yes.
that checkbox will add to that.
Yes, exactly. There's an automation that will automatically close the sales order and all actions are done. But this specific thing is just marking that item complete itself on that line item. Yeah, exactly.
I quite like it. I might turn it on in my board actually. Means I can't forget to do the things that I need to do the other things. Should I automate it? Sure. Will I? Doubt it.
Let's see.
Added
Here's
a
one
field
that
to track
Robbie said was super exciting.
We're doing that already?
What?
Okay. Actually, Robbie's got another one now.
I know he changed it, but his other one that he wanted is higher up on the list, I think. I think we already passed it. So we'll talk about that.
I didn't care about it, but maybe we should just quickly. You can now test runbook steps that run a SQL query.
All right, fine. We can talk about it.
The
most important thing to know about it is that if the runbook hasn't been saved, it won't work unless they fix that, right? So if we go to runbooks and we create a new runbook real quick and we just want to do flowchart, we can do action of SQL. We can say select star from area. There's a test button here that will fail because the name must be completed. So I can be like, what do you mean I already have my name? No, it's talking about this details here, which we can say something like test runbook, and then we go to flowchart and try that again, and it'll probably still fail, I think.
Until you save the step?
Until I save the runbook itself, right? So the runbook itself needs to be saved. So I have to save here and then save this. And then you can go to the flowchart. It is a nice feature because if you have variables, it will pass those variables in and it'll make them readable. So up here, you'll see like what you've run. It'll give you the parameters of what those variables are. So you can see how it's coming through, and then you can see the response body coming back about this. The most important thing.
Insane how much SQL we end up writing now in runbooks. Like it's disgusting, really.
I quite enjoy it because I like the fact that we can pull data from any table without having to do like individual API calls. It's so nice.
The problem is we're quite au fait with SQL, right? Like I'm always like, I'm going to give this to one of our clients who's going to look at this and be like, what in the hell have these guys done here? And I'm like, well, I don't want them to be like tied to us forever, but it's way easier to do this than 15 steps to get one value. But there is a 4,000 character limit. We found that the other day. Yes, we're writing SQL if that size because pain.
On this it was actually, box you're saying there's a 4,000 4K limit? Yeah.
4K character limit. But obviously if you're doing returns, it counts the characters in there. So we just had it like, it looked quite nice in the SQL, but we hit the character limit, so now it's all condensed into like what's like a massive string of SQL to try and do the space. It was quite the fun to even aid our clients even more. But they're increasing that. So let's end on the
AI improvements.
The best thing in here,
yeah. I think we talked about this maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. The settings separate the AI matches in different tables, and maybe not. Based on ITIL type or ticket type level, will separate out the AI match tickets field on ticket. Separate out the AI match tickets field on tickets into different tables. And all fields that are featured on the AI Insights tab will now be added an action level. Settings show AI suggestion.
I really struggle with this because I don't use any of the inbuilt AI crap. Like, I don't use any of it.
Enable AI search by default on search screens. This will default AI search on. Two new AI search fields being configured or to see an impact from which. Yeah, I think that I don't know.
So the bit that Rob's like is the fact it's hovering, right? So you see how on that screenshot, when you look at category, you've got the business application hover as in the suggested value for that field.
Yeah, as opposed to like popping up somewhere like outside.
Well, what we do is we just change the value and then make people read. So we still have triage as a step. It just populates all the fields and you're just asking agent to validate them.
Validate the field,
I think that's, if you're talking about trying to save any time here, that's
probably the most time saving.
Yeah. But then people don't check it. I don't know. It's a whole debate. I don't get into it now. I'm too tired. But there's
Where's that setting it's talking about? It's saying at ticket type level, we'll separate the AI match fields into tickets. So it's on the ticket type level. There's a setting. Is that what it's saying?
At a ticket type level, I would assume so.
Separate AI matches. There it is. Yep, it's on ticket type. Separate AI matches into different tables based on ITIL type. That's interesting. Why would that be there as opposed to global?
That's what I was about to ponder, is why not globally set that? But I don't know.
Interesting.
There's also an action level setting as well, Rob's saying. So show AI suggestion as hints at an action level, which is
on context hints at action. Yeah, okay. So that's gonna be, so if it has those category fields or something like that, I'm assuming.
I bet it's just a global setting.
So you think it's a global setting
on the action?
What?
Tickets.
Called? Show AI suggestions on context
as well.
At action level. Will allow the corresponding AI suggestions to be applied to the AI button.
Oh, AI. Oh.
It has to be like a non-quick. No. Where the heck is it? Is it on the field itself? Maybe? Robbie, any ideas where this is?
No, it's here. Defaults. Why the hell is it here?
Why the heck
Defaults
is it there?
tab. Oh, you found it? Why is it not in the AI section in details?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe because it's not wow.
No, the default sets a default field value. That doesn't make any sense. Who the heck put it here?
Well, by default, it's showing you the context hints. This is the logic we have to work with. This is how my brain functions.
Somebody did that wrong. We should ask them to move that
there's
setting.
also Run AI Insights on defaults there. I would just have an AI tab, honestly, if you just put it all together. Like I don't know.
This I think is a setting, is a field potentially. Like we can ask it to do something, or usually, or there's like potentially a details field to show.
Run AI Insights. I don't know what that's doing. I'll be honest.
It's telling it to run insights, like just like there's like a show email button and whatever. Like usually these defaults will set those fields, but
yeah, but it's at an action level. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, because like when you run the action on the ticket, it'll trigger insights to run on that ticket.
Okay.
It makes sense. It's just I'm surprised there's no field for it also to like say I do want to run or don't want to run manually at the time, as opposed to just making that a default value.
We've actually written a full doc on every single setting of the AI stuff. Then we just end up going back to a custom way because it will just not do something, and we've kind of got conditioned now to just building it ourselves. It's for ease.
Added access control to Microsoft Entry ID integration. So that's like the most useless integration to have it, because this is gonna be like a one-time set and forget for most MSPs. But the CSP integration would be something that you need to constantly maintain the client mapping on, right? Ninja integration, those are the ones that we need access control, because those are the ones that like the proactive or the internal systems, whatever your team is, it's not necessarily an admin of Halo, should be going through and mapping new clients to the integrations. But the Entra integration is really not going to have that for the most part, unless you have like a direct connection to your client's tenant, right? Cool. I think we're basically at time. We got like what?
I was reading it to try and get my little brain around it. Yeah, I think that so what we're talking about is allowing anyone to edit the integration, right? Not just admins. That's the
right, exactly.
Isn't it? As you're saying, CSP is you're doing it once when you bring on a new client and never touch it again. Why
CSP,
would we need
you're doing every new client. The Entra
just
ID,
new client.
You're never doing once you onboard your Halo. You're never touching it again.
Oh yeah, Entra ID. Yeah, you're not even touching it ever, are you?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why you need that.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably an ITS something, right? Like that's something that's probably what it is. because it's more likely in ITSM that you'd be doing that.
I mean, that's why we're doing it for my boys. I write ITSM. That's why it's a setting for us. Stay in there, guys.
Is there anything else on 2.195 that you guys want to cover, or is this
Probably. Anything require agent level override approval of printed orders created will now be split based on line's delivery address. That's cool. You can do breadcrumbs when navigating through service catalog on the portal. They split custom table SQL imports and added pagination to retrieving custom table rows. So if you have like a million stuff there.
The SQL import for custom tables has been improved to allow for larger number of rows to be imported at once.
Include details parameters to be true, and then the standard paginate, page size, and page number parameters can be used to return a subset of rows. And now you can use advanced search and order by parameters as well.
I think I'm personally done with this build. Nothing else is exciting me. There is the reset SLA timer when you're on the call screen. I don't know how many of your clients use that. You
add an option to actions to download all ticket attachments and actions used.
Interesting.
The next build that we'll talk about is 196. That's going to be the stable where we're currently caught up to where we are, and then we can start talking about beta stuff, which is going to be super exciting.
It's going to be super painful because we're going to want to test it, and it's not going to work.
We're going to test it. It's going to be fine. We're going to show them like where to do it without actually testing it because, like, we don't have time to do that stuff.
What we should do is just prime Halo that after that call, we're going to spam them every 2 weeks with things we want changed and improved, and then they'll hate us even more. But no, I'm quite impressed we managed to catch up. We've been consistent.
Very good. Yeah, the next one will be the 2nd of September. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks to cover stable. Be really good. Great job. Four versions today.
Yeah, we did 4 versions or so.
And some of those were mighty. But I don't know why they're still in here. Like
that 1.4 was a beast, Connor. I don't know how you got through it.
Well, like it's not that they can't skip versions because they go from like 2.188 to 2.190. Yeah. So why are they kept 194 in here? I don't know. Maybe to fuck with people like me. Got him. It's been a pleasure. Thank you once again for having us on. I'll hopefully be not as tired next time, hopefully.
Yeah, take a break.
I just have come back from break. That's the problem. I went on vacation for a week and I've came back. That's when it always gets you, right? The week after vacation.
That's right. Work. All right, guys. Great work today. We'll get the show notes out and we'll see you on the next one.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Peace, everyone. Bye.